we're talking about this record.
Where did Shifting come from? Because
the whole concept of shifting, to be quite honest, preacher friend of mine named Dwayne Harden called me and said, it's time for you to record again. He operates in the prophetic. He said, it's time for you to record again. And he said, the Lord says, when you do this record, you got to think atmosphere. At this point, now mind you, of course, I'm not thinking about recording.
Of course. Okay.
At all. The passion is starting to really get good. I'm like, I'm good.
All right. Okay.
But I mean, I know when I hear God. So I started praying about it. Like for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I really was like, God, what do we do? How do you want this to work? Whatever. Then He told me to contact you.
Okay.
So I said, okay, cool. And from there, it was just about building a record that really talked about, what we wanted to do, in all honesty, was to take people on a journey.
Exactly.
Into praise and worship.
Yeah. And
sing the songs that apply to their lives.
Right.
Throughout the course of the record, and then at the end, in some kind of celebration.
Right.
And in the middle, they should have felt a shift. You start one way, but by the time you get to the end, you should have felt something. Something should be different in you, your mindset, your heart towards God, your love towards God increased.
Yeah.
Something significant.
I agree.
And I think we accomplished that.
Yeah, we did. It was a perfect marriage. I remember I went on a radio interview with you one time. I think it was in Philly or something like that. You were close, and we were just talking about. I think the lady at the disc jockey had asked you, like, what was it about the marriage of producer? Like, how important is that to you? And I remember you were saying, well, what made this magical was the fact that I kind of brought the lyric alive, or I took whatever you had in your head to, what the next level, however you want to say it. But what does that mean to you? Because what you said was, like, of course, it was beautiful for me. No,
what I was saying in essence is, you can have a vision, but it takes. Sometimes God will give you the vision, but He uses somebody else as a vehicle to make that vision come to pass.
I agree.
So you were the one that made the songs work. You make the songs sing. You make the music come alive. So it's like I had all of this stuff in me, but didn't know how to articulate it. When we started talking about the record, you was like, okay, we got to do this. We have to do this. And then you started talking about timing and things like that. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You just let the song flow. You let it breathe. And but you were like, no. You got to have an end point in mind, and just stuff that I hadn't considered as a producer, because I'm like, let me give them me. Yeah. And you're like, okay, let's give them you, but let's give them a control you.
Right.
And
we had a beautiful relationship, because it's about a relationship and communication at the end. Because I remember there were many ideas that you had, and I was like, let's maybe think about that way. And then, of course, me and you was like, well, I really think I feel it better this way. So at the end of the day, I think we had a beautiful relationship and marriage of the songs and how it was all put together. I mean, one of my mentors, which of course is Aaron Lindsay, he's just a magical guy that kind of gave me a chance with my songwriting and all that stuff. So that's always the hardest part, submitting songs to other artists and all that stuff. But I think me and you, like, we're really been like starting a relationship, just writing songs and trying to write for others and all that stuff. So it's just where we're trying to go is just so important in the kingdom, because it's all about the marriage of the songs and the music and the lyric and all that stuff. So we take that I take it very important.
No, it's very important. I think the other piece is marrying songs to the right artist.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because we had a couple of ideas that just wasn't going to work for me.
Yeah, right.
Good songs, but they weren't going to work for what we were doing.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's the other piece that I think we really latched onto very quickly, is understanding how certain songs work for certain voices and certain kinds of artistry.